Hey everyone, I'm Selena Hill, and this is the new norm on Black Enterprise. On today's episode, which is sponsored by Cadillac, I have the privilege to speak with TV host, Oscar award winning producer, actor Terrence J, who is known for his roles in Perfect Match, Think Like a Man, and Fear. He's also known for hosting one of the most iconic music television shows in the history of the culture, BET's 106 in Park. But today, he's here to talk about his role as a mentor. Terrence, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's always a pleasure to speak with you. I just want to start by saying that.
Now, we go way back. You're one of the best in the business, and it's always a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, for the last 3 years, you've served as an ambassador for the Chevrolet Discover the Unexpected program, which empowers HBCU students majoring in marketing, journalism, and communications.
Yeah.
Why was it important for you to collaborate with Chevrolet as an ambassador for this internship program?
Well, I come from very humble beginnings, and I went to an HBCU. I went to North Carolina A&T, and I remember how impactful it was to have people come and speak to my communication classes. I remember how it changed my life after I did my first internship, which introduced me to so many different people that inspired me, that mentored me, that explained things to me, that broke things down to me. I remember doing those summer internships and then going back with a sense of confidence, a sense of purpose during my time in college, and all of those experiences were the foundation for my career. And a lot of people ask, how are you able to do so many things? It's because I had just such a wealth of experiences when I was studying. And so for me now, more important than anything else really in my career is being able to give back and being able to use my career and my experience as a vessel to inspire and help others. And so to do this program with these amazing fellows, it's truly an honor.
Absolutely. So Chevrolet launched the Discover the Unexpected internship program in conjunction with the National Newspaper Publishers Association back in 2016. Terrence, why are initiatives like this important for our community and our culture?
Oh, I mean, so the National Black Newspaper Association, it's celebrating 196 years, right? So when you think about that, when you think about us as Black people and what the newspapers and what journalisms, and now obviously there's new forms of newspapers, electronic and digital, and how we consume information for 196 years, it's played a pivotal part in our community, right? Before Black Twitter, there was the Black newspapers, right? So that we can know what's going on, so that we can share our common stories, so that we can get better opportunities and communicate with each other. So to have these 10 students be able to participate in that program, to be able to be a part of that lineage and that legacy, that's an amazing thing for them. And also for the organization to have these 10 incredible fresh minds, that are currently in college come in and come with that energy. It's just a great partnership. And to be here right now, I'm physically in the Chevrolet, the Cadillac headquarter building here in Detroit, Michigan, with all the General Motors brands, with Chevy and all of their brands here. And we've just been working with the students, and to see them, in the corporate meetings, to see them meeting with the different executives, to see them working amongst each other, but bringing that flavor. It is like a dream come true, and I'm just so happy to be a part of this program.
It sounds heartwarming. So, as you said, you're a part of this program. I know they look up to you so much. I do too. But today's media landscape is very different than when you were an HBCU student. When it comes to, AI, when it comes to just technology, like you mentioned, social media, we didn't really have that back in the day. when we were attending. So, what advice do you share with these mentees and other students who want to follow your career path and work in entertainment and media? What do you say to them about today?
Well, for me, it's very important to know your history, but you can't go against the wave, right? And there always will be a new wave coming, and you can't be the newspaper guy that's afraid of the radio. You can't be the radio guy that's afraid of a television set. You can't be the television guy that's afraid of social media and digital technology. You have to be able to adapt. Those that have long, sustainable careers have learned the art of adaptation, and that's what it boils down to. And so I'm still learning about the new technologies, and it's still always a work in progress. But you can't be afraid. There's always going to be innovations. The world is always going to change. The youth is always going to be at the precipice of that. And so, you always got to be tapped into the culture. You always got to be tapped in to young people. No matter what I'm doing, I could have all the corporate executive meetings, all my real estate stuff, all my stock stuff. I still want to be plugged in to know what's going on, on these college campuses, because that's where all the change and innovation. And when Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook, it was at a college campus, and it comes from the innovation that happens, from the youth in a lot of the cases. So my advice to them is to not just go into these meetings to, I mean, obviously you go into them to learn, but to also put your input in there. Use these as an opportunity to get a job, but use these as an opportunity to change the game. Use your wealth of experience coming from an HBCU campus, and go in knowing that you have a wealth of knowledge, that you can contribute, and that you can be a game changer and an innovator. And I just instill that confidence into them, because the future is theirs.
I love that, Terrence. That's such great advice. Do you have mentors yourself? And if so, what's some of the best and worst advice you ever received from a mentor?
Look, I learn from people all the time. I mean, when I worked with you, Selena, we hosted a program together for Black Enterprise, and it doesn't matter how many stages you're on. Whenever you work with other people, you're going to learn and pick up things, and it's a constant work in progress. But for me, I was raised up under the Steve Harveys and the Puff Daddies and the Will Packers, the Kevin Harts, and just so many important, Deborah Lee and Oprah and Ava DuVernay, and just I've been very blessed that I've had a lot of people, indirectly or directly have a say in my career, and a nurturing part of my life. And that's why, for me, for all of the people that invested time in me, I always make sure I invest the time and give it back. And that's why anytime you call me, I'm like, no, whatever you need, Selena, we'll get it done. Right. Because I'm very well aware where the future is, right? You're right now, but you're also the future. And also, whenever I always answer the phone for you, is the burden that I'm putting on you, that you have to do the same for the next generations that come after you, right? It is the burden that's been handed to me, and it is a privileged burden that I hand to you, that we always have to give back. We always have to make sure, even if we don't have a lot of time on our schedules, that we carve out the time and we make the time for each other, and that we're there for each other and we support each other, because that's what it's all about. It's this entire thing about life is all about progression of
Yes.
species, and it's all about using what we've learned to give back, to make it easier, better, more productive for humanity, and essentially for the planet, and for all of Earth.
No, I absolutely love that. And I love that you said that, life is about learning. And I learned so much from young people myself. I'm always like, tell me like what's hot right now? What's the hottest songs? What's the hot like what's the wave? Because like you said, they are on that cusp of what is next. You've just been spending time with the students at the Cadillac headquarters, as part of the Chevrolet internship program. Did you learn anything while you were with them, or do you have any highlights that stand out?
Well, I'm under a non-disclosure on all of you. Got to see the new. So I'm in the Cadillac building, the new Escalade. Oh my goodness! And there's a lot of the products that are being made and pushed out are environmentally friendly, right? The EVs and the IQs and all of those products, and so to watch the students work on these projects. Some of the marketing students here this summer, for instance, got to work on the Barbie project,
Oh,
right?
wow.
Chevrolet has a huge part of the Barbie movie. Obviously, they're on the road trip in a Chevy, right? And so the marketing team here at Chevy is one of the best marketing teams in the world. And the students, you got students from FAMU and Howard University, they're sitting in those meetings during the rollout of $1 billion film that everybody's watching, right? So it's like and then they're having input and saying, hey, well, if you want to market this to black people, this is this. If you want to market this, so it's truly a beautiful experience to watch these students. They come with confidence, but they come even more out of their shell. But they're working on real life, practical, projects that are happening right now. Barbie movie being a great example, and to get that experience is priceless.
Yeah, no, that is first of all, the Barbie marketing, oh,
Yeah.
out of this world. Like I have on pink today. Like we're all became Barbies and Kens. It is everywhere. You can't get away from it. And to know that students had a chance to play a part and contribute in that's amazing. I wish I had that as a student.
Me too. I've been sitting there. I was like, where was this when I was in school?
Right, right. So, before we let you go, you brought up Barbie. We know you as an actor. You just did that great movie with T.I. Fear. But obviously, we still have the actors and writers strike. Do you have any thoughts on what could actually bring this strike to an end?
Look, I'm not in those boardroom meetings to know all of the deal points. Obviously, I stand with my SAG brothers and sisters, my WGA brothers and sisters, but I'm also a producer as well. I want to see it come to a resolution. I think that I think overall what we've seen happen over the last, I mean, it's always been happening, but especially over the last 50, 100 years, is there's just been such a gap, right? And the gap is just broadened between the haves and haves and have nots. And that distribution of wealth just has to happen. All the money can't be all at the top. And there's so many other different deal points. I just hope that it can come to a swift and fast resolution that works for all parties, and that we can all get back to work and do what we love. I'm supposed to be filming a movie right now that got shut down because of the strike. So I'm using this time to mentor even more and to help even more. But we all want to get back to work, so hopefully it all gets resolved swiftly and quickly.
Last thing, because before the strike, I saw you were working with a few of my faves: Megan Good, Trav Q, Troy Millings, Rashad Bilal. I was just like, hold on, what do y'all have brewing up? Because like I'm like, oh, my faves in what place? What y'all working on?
We are working on a movie. I haven't announced it yet. I produced it.
Oh,
Megan Good is our director, and I can't wait to roll it out. I actually, when I leave here, Detroit, I got to go to Atlanta to see the new edit. So we're in the edit
ooh.
for that film right now, and the moment, and I promise you, the moment we love the edit and we're ready to announce it, I'm going to come to you. We'll talk about it, and we'll roll it out. I'll let you
Yes,
know all
I
about it.
can't wait. I can't wait to watch it and support it. I know it's going to be great. Terrence, we love everything you're doing. If you could just wrap up and let folks know, why it's so important for Chevrolet to continue and you to continue to pour into the youth.
Well, thank you so much. Well, two things. So, one, as this summer comes to the close, that means there's an opportunity. We had 10 students from different HBCUs in a 10-week fellowship. They got paid, they got scholarship. Like, it's an incredible program. It's called Discover the Unexpected. So please, go to Chevy's website, look it up. Chevrolet's Discover the Unexpected Fellowship program, and I'm proud to be back as their ambassador. For all the students that participate in the program, I'm proud of you. Congratulations. And for all of the young people, I just want to speak to the young people that are out there. I myself never had a family member that went to college. I never had, I didn't come from any money. I didn't come from anybody that taught me how to do it, right? I was on academic probation when I started college. And by the time I ended, I was on the dean's list, student body president. And, I went on to having a pretty good career. That comes from a lot of support and a lot of people around you. So no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, just make sure you find your support system and go after your dreams, because I was able to do it. These amazing fellows are able to do it, and you'll be able to do it as well.
Beautifully said. Thank you again, Terrence. We appreciate you and everything that you do.
Thank you so much for having me.
Take
Talk to you
care.
soon, all right?